Hello everybody and welcome back to my channel and welcome to a Makeup and Movie Monday. I hope you're doing very well. I hope you're having a good start to the week. So if you're new to my channel, hello. Every Monday I like to talk about movies while I put on my makeup. It's something I've been doing for since I kind of started my channel, to be honest. And I kind of like to keep a routine. Every week I do something different. I talk about different movies. I talk about, things related to movies. So if that's something you're interested in, please don't forget to subscribe. I'd appreciate it a lot. But if you are regular here, welcome back. It's Monday. So today I wanted to talk about the Oscars because, technically the Oscars would have already happened. The results would be out by the time this video is released, because I'm doing this on a Sunday to be released for the Monday. So I wanted to talk about are the Oscars still relevant? Like, do people still really care about the Oscars these days? Because when I was young, I used to be obsessed with knowing, the results and wanting to know who won and cheering for my favourite actors and actresses, and just everything around the Oscars, really, if people still care, and just my own thoughts. It's a bit of a casual conversation because I haven't had a lot of time to prepare for it, so if I ramble or anything like that, I apologise. I'm going to try my best to talk about it. So I'm just going to be putting on my makeup as well. If you know what I'm using, I always put it in the description, and I'll kind of hover it as well if I'm not in a massive train of thought. So just going to go in with my face milk first because it always helps me to keep hydrated. So as I said, it's going to be the Oscars taking part tonight, and it is the 93rd Oscars. Like, can you actually believe it? I actually thought it's like in the hundreds already, because I felt like they've been going on for about 100 years. But honestly, I remember growing up and watching the Oscars a lot, because obviously the time period is very different. I remember just having to wait until the morning to hear the results, or occasionally I remember Sky One used to show the ceremony, or they would kind of have it in a bit of a delay, and then show highlights, for example, like the next day. But growing up, I used to be obsessive wanting to watch the Oscars, staying up late, just kind of, like I said previously, just trying to just see who has won. And obviously when I used to go to school and college and that, is very difficult for me to stay up because I had to get up early, and of course everyone in America would be talking about it online, and when social media become much bigger, I therefore kind of stopped caring as much, because as soon as I would wake up, I checked Twitter and whoever won would be trending, so you would automatically know who won. But again, I feel like growing up now, and cinema has changed so much, that I feel like the Oscars kind of have lost its zazz for me. Is that even a word? It's zazz. Just my caring has kind of gone down. I know a lot of the times Oscars determine what movie's going to be big and things like that, but there's been so many awards going out. You've got the BAFTAs, you have the Oscars, you have other ones as well. You have TV ones that now have movies, and I always thought they could be separate. The whole point is to have the TV and movies separate. Giving this another go, see if it works better for me this time. But now it just seems like everyone's just oh yeah, this person's getting their third Oscar, their first Oscar. It's weird how a lot of people can be nominated for Oscars just being in one movie, or being nominated for an Oscar to be in a film for 2 minutes, which is something, I don't think she was in it for 2 minutes, but Judi Dench, she won the Oscar for I think it's in Elizabeth, where she played Queen something, and she was in it for about 5 minutes and she won an Oscar for it. And amazing as an actress she is, of course she deserves to win an Oscar because she's amazing, but to be in a movie for 5 minutes, does that really count towards Oscar worthy? And let me know if you guys agree with me, or if you have a different take on that, or if you just don't have any opinion. But you're just watching this for the sake of it. Like I've always felt like, obviously, to win an Oscar there has to be the talent, and there's a lot of my favourite actors and directors who haven't had Oscars for most of their career until now. And of course the main you know, a lot of people just like, oh, Leonardo Dicaprio, and yeah, of course him winning finally was a big thing because he has been in the industry for such a long time. And of course every actor thrives towards winning an Oscar because that's their dream. It's you know, Oscar winning and award winning and performing next to your favourite actor or actress that you've idolised your whole life, and to be acknowledged for your hard work is what all actors strive to. I'm not an actor at all. Like I used to do drama in school, and even when I was young I was like, oh, if I become an actress one day, of course winning an Oscar will be the greatest achievement in the world. And it still is, but that's obviously if you are in that career path, and that's not me anymore. So I'm not going to be like, I want to do this but I want to win an Oscar. That doesn't work. There's so many different levels. Of course, like you don't have to be in show business to, you know, win all these awards and get acknowledged, but of course having your name on a movie poster saying Oscar winner. And it's strange because obviously a lot of movies these days, even the worst of movies that have great actors, the actors that are mentioned, they're like Oscar winning, and I'm like, okay, just because this person won an Oscar doesn't mean this movie's going to be good. That means that they were good for that role and at that time. And of course so many people who I feel like have won Oscars didn't deserve, not deserve, that's kind of a mean thing to say, but you know, that it shouldn't have been their time, have won. And off the top of my head, I'm not going to be mean, but I don't think I could really talk about anyone who doesn't deserve an Oscar, but I'm pretty sure there's times when names probably have read out by accident and they're just like, okay, we're just going to carry on with it. But that's just me being silly, and obviously a lot of conspiracy theories towards that stupid stuff as well. But yeah, like I said, it's going to be taking place tonight, which is actually really interesting. But of course this year there's been a pandemic, so I do find it strange that it's happening, because I don't think there's really going to be that many people there. A lot of awards that have been taking part have been, I guess, over Zoom. Like I think it was the BAFTAs recently that happened, and obviously the presenters were in the location but the actors were not. I find it's just very weird how they couldn't have just had the actors, you know, or like just everyone who's nominated just be there. And I know that they can't have a lot of people together, and the whole point of social distancing and stuff like that. And I normally think that the Oscars do happen in February. I could be wrong, just because, again, I think because of the pandemic it got pushed back. But yeah, this year is really interesting because a lot of the movies that have been nominated are all movies that are essentially been funded by streaming services. So the main one that I'm thinking about is Mank, which was directed by David Fincher, and that's a Netflix movie. Like I believe that was a Netflix exclusive, and I know that David Fincher has worked with Netflix before with like Mindhunter, with Mindhunter and a few other, I believe that was probably it really, and that was a Netflix thing. And I find it very interesting, a movie like that which has got Gary Oldman in it, and he's been nominated for an Oscar this year as well. I don't think he's going to win it. He's going to win it because, I mean, I'll talk more about kind of Oscar winners a bit later, maybe next. But yeah, it's just, and I think the Sound of Metal as well, which is an Amazon exclusive movie, has been nominated for an Oscar. So back in the day, obviously, when we never really had any streaming services, all the movies that you would see would be in the cinema. And I think mainly because of the lockdown and everything, no cinemas have been open. So obviously a lot of these movies can't be shown in the cinema, so they're exclusive to streaming services, which is great. But then also I find it very weird that a movie that you can only really stream isn't Oscar nominated. Oh god, just going through my palette is a bit broken. Don't know what happened there. I have to look at that later. Anyway, I'm going to go in with my Sunset Horizon palette because it's been a while since I've used that. So I'm going to talk about some of my favourite Oscar winners and about how some actors wait so many years. So like I said, Leonardo Dicaprio, he has been in the industry for over 20 years now. It might be even longer. I don't know. I remember the first time I think I saw him in the movie was probably Romeo and Juliet, which is probably the same for pretty much everyone. And of course, even at that young age, extremely talented, fantastic. Again, he's been nominated so many times and he only won for The Reverend, and that was obviously one of the biggest things in in cinema history. Like, this amazing talented actor hasn't won an Oscar in all these years, but I'm really happy that he finally did get it. And it's kind of weird how an actor like him, obviously, who has been around for so many years, takes so long. But then there's so many like directors like Martin Scorsese who didn't win an Oscar for, again, like 30 years, and he should have won like dozens of times. But I guess it might be because of the genre that he does, and a lot of movies that aren't really family friendly, because a lot of Oscar movies, most of the time when you look at them, are family friendly ones because they want as many people to go and see these movies and things like that. But yeah, again, him taking so long. And then Gary Oldman, he was acting for like over 20 years before he won his first Oscar, which was for Darkest Hour, which he was amazing in. But I mean, it was time for him to win the Oscar regardless of what movie he was in. And of course, when he played Churchill, he did it amazingly, and he's fantastic in that movie and rightly deserved. But I just wish he had won it earlier. It's just very I don't know, just being kind of fangirl, wishing that he had won it for about 20 other movies. But that's just the way Hollywood goes. And again, just trying to think, like, one of my favourite things about the Oscars was, of course, my favourite actor of all time, Marlon Brando, who declined his Oscar for The Godfather. And many people don't know about it. He had won, God, like, I can't remember what year it was. It must have been in the 50s when he won for On the Waterfront, which is an amazing movie. I highly recommend it if you have never seen it. But that movie, that movie's fantastic. And of course, with The Godfather, you would automatically know about that movie because it's speechless. I love that movie so much. But yeah, he won the Oscar, and he had declined. So I think he was one of the first people to decline the Oscar, which I found very interesting because he became a very political person when it comes to, rights movement, and also the kind of the way that Hollywood portrays Native American people. And he had declined the Oscar for that. And of course, a lot of people found that very kind of strange and a bit weird. But when you stand for something, making a political stance is so important, especially for somewhere like the Oscars. He had got a Native American woman to come and read this massive speech. People were cheering, some people were booing, and after that he did get nominated again. But he just didn't win them because they obviously knew that he wasn't going to accept them, or the fact that he obviously didn't get it. But he was nominated for Last Tango in Paris, which I think he should have won. But I don't know who was nominated the same year. I don't really know. But I felt like that would have been a role that would have been amazing for him to win. So yeah, those are some of my favourites. One thing I really love talking about is the Oscar curse. So I need to just think about what colour I'm going to use next, otherwise I'm just going to be here for like 5 minutes just thinking. But I feel like the Oscar curse is real. There's so many actors out there who have won Oscars at such an early age, such a young age, and have kind of fallen really hard. The main person I think about is Halle Berry, which is really sad because she's so talented. And she is a great actress. Like one of my, I mean, this is not even an Oscar worthy movie, and a lot of people probably won't agree with me, but I really like Swordfish with Hugh Jackman. That's not an Oscar winning movie, obviously. That will never be an Oscar type movie, but I just really like that film. She's great in that. But then as soon as she won the Oscar for Monsters Ball, she was in Catwoman. So we kind of know how that went. And then I'm trying to remember who else. I think maybe someone like Gwyneth Paltrow kind of went into that Oscar curse as well, where she'd done some amazing movies. I think she actually won for Shakespeare in Love, which I think, no, Judi Dench had won for Shakespeare in Love, not for Elizabeth, sorry. She was playing Queen Elizabeth. See, if you had, at home, if you'd corrected me, I apologise, just corrected myself. But yeah, she won the Oscar for Shakespeare in Love, which I don't think I've ever watched because it's just not really my type of film. It looks awesome, it's meant to be really good, but not for me. Sorry, just concentrating on my but I mean, she kind of turned it around when she was in Iron Man, which is great, but she's not really that great in that movie. Like, she's just, like, as Pepper, she's just there, and like, the movie is Robert Downey Jr. without a doubt, but I just, yeah, there's a lot of people who got the Oscar kind of curse, and it's weird because a lot of my favourite actors who have won Oscars are kind of like, you know, it's their own fault for being shunned like this. But Kevin Spacey, like, when I was growing up, he was my favourite actor ever, and then now he just, it's very sad what happened to the victims, and I'm not like justifying, obviously I'm not going to talk about anything about that, what happened, but him being one of my favourite actors, and then him winning for American Beauty is amazing. Obviously during that time there wasn't the controversy, but my favourite film of all time is Usual Suspects, and he had won Best Supporting Actor for that, and then American Beauty he won Best Actor, and obviously he's not in movies anymore, or I guess he's maybe trying to be, I don't know, but I just, yeah, there's a lot of movies where actors are like Oscar winning, but then they're really bad people. I'm just going to quickly do my lips off camera and I'll be right back. Okay, so yeah, this is my finished look. But yeah, let me know what you guys think about the Oscars. Do you care? Do they still mean anything for you when you're watching a movie? Like, you know, if you say this is an Oscar winning movie, do you really care? I mean, I don't think I do anymore, like, to kind of answer my own question. If I really want to see a movie, it's mainly because either the plot or the actor or the directors in it, who is involved, which is what I mean, will draw me to it. So I feel like there's a lot of Oscar movies out there that I've not seen. I haven't seen Moonlight, even though, is it Moonlight? The one with Mahershala Ali. I haven't seen that. I've heard it's amazing. I will watch it one day. And then movies that get so much hype, like La La Land, I didn't like that at all. Me and my friends went to see it and I was just like, it's a movie about jazz and it's a movie about two people falling in love who don't end up together. Okay, I don't care for it. Like, recently in the Oscar years, there's been movies that I just don't care about. I think the last thing I really kind of cared about was Shape of Water, and that was like 3 years ago. The only thing I like to watch is one of my favourite YouTubers called Your Movie Sucks. Him and his friends, they do kind of commentary over the highlights. So that's the only thing I kind of really care about with the Oscars is Adam and Friends. Adam and Pals, that's it, their commentary, which is always amazing. But yeah, thank you so much for watching. Hope you've enjoyed the video. Don't forget to like and subscribe because I film and upload every time I get a chance to. Don't forget to follow me on my social media because I'm always active on there. I feel like I look a bit ill with this makeup look. But yeah, hopefully I'll see you guys very soon. Take care. Bye.